Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are actually live right now for the NEST semifinals. There are 4 teams remaining. As you can see, we have our fantastic camera shot of the venue. I think there is a Chinese stream, but I don't know if the caster's on site. So.
Okay.
I don't think we have any camera shots. I'll actually double check that after this game during the break. But for now, it's IG versus Vici Gaming. This is your first semifinal. The second one is going to be, I believe it's LGD China versus Tong Fu. So Team DK got knocked out, Lumi.
That RTK
They got
smack talk.
They had a.
Before we start, I must say, nice haircut.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Looking,
what hair is left now looks more neatly trimmed.
You said you were accelerating to your hair loss, but I was gonna say.
Yeah, DPM saw my haircut. And she's like, "Oh, did you get a haircut?" Yeah. I was like, "No, just my balding is accelerating."
They are accelerating in very neat fashion, I would say.
Yeah. Thank you. Well, kind words from Lumi. He must want something from me. But guys, game 1 of this best of 3 is underway. Let's hop into it. It's IG versus Vici Gaming. Winner moves on to the grand finals of the NEST. I believe in total it's 200,000 RMB, which I think is like $30,000, which for a 2-day event is not bad.
Yeah.
I think that's my conversions might be off.
Was it a 3-day event?
Well, yeah, 3 days.
Yeah.
The finals on the last day.
Okay.
But 2.5 days, I'd say.
So one thing I've noticed about Invictus Gaming and I think the last 4 or 5 matches is that they've been winning a lot of game with Lone Druid. So surprised to see that Vici Gaming has not banned out Lone Druid, and surprised to see Invictus Gaming have not drafted up. They just like to do this kind of push strat with Lone Druid. Sometimes they throw a Tinker in there, sometimes they throw another semi-carry. In this case, it might be the Weaver. And Lone Druid generally just straight up go mid, beats most of the mid solo nowadays. So we'll see whether that's what IG is looking towards to do. Meanwhile, Invictus Gaming is picking up Bounty Hunter, and that's quite annoying here to deal with in this patch.
Yeah, Bounty Hunter very strong in this particular patch, and as for IG, this really reminds me of like a 6.78 kind of draft.
Yeah.
What we're seeing a lot out of like Alliance and Na'Vi, they get the Naga pretty early in the draft, especially for Alliance, and you just get that very independent carry here on the Weaver who doesn't need a whole lot of help. Now they go back for a Storm Spirit, so IG getting a very mobile lineup. Storm has had some great success as of late. We've seen Mu running it a lot, especially for Tong Fu.
Yesterday they did lose that one game? Yeah, I think they did.
Yeah.
They lost to, yeah.
I still felt the Storm was fairly effective, even though he died a few too many times, but like the hero could have done a lot more if he just played it better. And he's had some big wins with it too.
Yeah, and I think in this game here, Invictus Gaming is assuming that Vici is sending that Alchemist mid, so you have that Storm versus Alch matchup. Storm should have the advantage there until like level 3 or 5. That's when Alchemist has that 3 points in the acid spray and gets a little bit annoying for the Storm to lane against. And we're gonna see yet another game with Luna. I haven't been really too impressed with Luna lately. We did see lgd.int win 2 games in a row yesterday with Black on Luna, but to me it didn't really feel like Luna was the one winning the game. It was like Pycat, it was Brax. So
I felt like you could have put him on Gyrocopter, an Anti-Mage, plenty of other carries, and it would have turned out the same for them. Or Lone Druid, for example. So yeah, I mean, I think it's also teams just knowing how to deal with Luna, which is that you get a Chen, you get a Lone Druid, and Eclipse does nothing, then she has to get massive physical damage. But for pure physical damage output, Luna needs a lot of farm for the Glaives to really kick in.
Okay, so it looks like we're going to see Venomancer. So I imagine Invictus Gaming is looking to do a little bit of early game aggression, maybe trying to pick off that Bounty Hunter or 2. But one thing I really dislike about Venomancer, especially against Bounty Hunter, is that in the mid game, you just really don't have a way to deal with him, because you Gale him and he's, well, he takes his Gale to the face and he just runs.
Yeah, and we've seen all these Bounty Hunter players just go boots first, and then if you want to kill him, Veno can actually do it, but generally he'll need a +1. I think Naga Veno can actually kill Bounty Hunter, but it's just, are they ever going to find the Bounty Hunter is the question. They also could look to dual roam this game. Vici Gaming probably running an Alch mid, and although he gets hard to kill at level 6, he is very easily killed before then. So picking Weaver, picking Storm Spirit, they have very sort of pretty decent solo heroes. Storm might need a little more help, and if he's going mid, I think that's where you look to smoke gank and take out that Alchemist very early on.
A line ban from IG protecting that Storm Spirit. Obviously the level 1 Hex at 2.5 second is a very good way to get that.
And the Weaver, actually. Yeah. Both of these heroes very vulnerable to
that's a great point. But Vici's going to go right back to a Sand King, which very Lion-esque in the sense that once he has a Blink Dagger, it's an instant initiation. So very similar to Rubik, Lion. Sand King is going to be a fairly good support going into the late game, and Vici is going for a very, very standard draft. Luna is going to be your safe lane carry, Alchemist is going to be your solo mid, Bounty is going to be your off lane, and we're probably going to see the 2 supports either sitting with the Luna or roaming a bit on.
As for IG, I'm wondering if they're thinking Lifestealer here. He has been ignored through 19 picks and bans, and he's available. Lifestealer Bombs, very strong against Luna. until Luna gets BKB, she's just food for a lifestealer. And even at that point, I feel can still easily be dealt with. You get the Abyssal Blade, you maybe get a Scythe and a Storm Spear late game. So I like the idea of a lifestealer quite a bit this draft.
Yeah, I think lifestealer would do fine here. IIG, again, picking up a ton of Lone Druid lately, so let's see if that's a pick that they want to lean back on.
I feel like it's kind of weird to go Lone Druid just because you already have a Storm. And
it's a different avenue of attack, right? One is going to gank and one's hitting tower, so it's very different, like you said.
I just feel like when you pick Storm Spirit, you really want to take advantage of what he's good at, which is the pickoffs. And if you go Lone Druid, then who's going to gank with the Storm? There's nobody.
Okay, so they're just going to be a lifestealer. So that's going to give them really good lanes, really good mid-game ganks, and they're not really lacking in late game potential by any shape.
Oh yeah, IG goes very late. This is a Tricore with a 4-position Naga, and looks like we may have a quick AP remake here.
Right.
As everyone starts to disconnect, but I'm liking IG's draft. I think Vici's got a good draft too. It's very balanced.
Again, Luna is one of those heroes I'm not. I don't know what she's really there for. Like, she's sort of good at pushing, sort of good at team fighting, but she's never really good at everything or anything. Yeah.
She just needs a lot of farm. Like, Luna's one of those carries that needs BKB to fight. She just can't do it without it. And I mean, you look at that, that's like an anti-mage game in Battle Fury. It's a good, when do you get BKB normally? Like 14 minutes, something like that, with good farm?
Probably later, because sometimes they like to upgrade the treads, and then they get drums on top, so
it's a pretty big investment.
Yeah.
Guys, if you didn't already know, NEST does have a free in-game ticket, so you can buy the ticket if you want to try to win item drops, but if you just want to watch, it's free. So
gotta get the value.
I can't promise our commentary will be very good because these games are being played on, well, nothing against our commentary, Lumi, but it might be laggy on the Perfect World server. So
we're gonna make a tweet about that free thing, and see.
If you, good idea actually, because this tournament has not been publicized very well. But if you want to let everyone know, you can tweet about it, post about it, and follow Lumi at twitter.com/LuminousInverse for all your latest updates. That is actually a good question. Why is Sylar not playing NEST? Someone just tweeted at me. Why is Sylar not playing?
Wait, what?
Remember Vici Gaming replaced Tutu with Sylar? Well, they
yesterday on Ace, it was still Tutu.
Well, in Ace, he's not allowed to play for them.
Oh,
because
that's right.
they have the roster rules.
Yeah,
like, you can't play for 2 teams in one season. But what I don't get is, this is NEST. I don't think they have any such rules about it, and he's just not playing. I'm confused.
Good question. Good question.
We are loading in, guys, to our AP remake, so we'll be starting fairly soon. And yeah, I'm gonna try and find out if there's a Chinese stream here as well. If anyone knows if there's a Chinese stream with actual camera shots, then can blink it in the chat. Would be good to know. Make it now.
Give us some blue lines.
Yes, Kawa is. Oh, look at these new We Got Tired Side faces. Oh my god.
So about that new patch.
That's pretty funny. What?
What?
Someone just tweeted at me that he's playing on WCS. I think this is some sort of weird troll. Is there a StarCraft player named named Sylar?
I don't know.
No, that was too next level for me. That completely went whoosh right over my head. All right, guys, we have our AP remake. We have our AP remake underway. Let's get into it. It's IG versus Vici Gaming, game number 1. Here we go.
Should be a best of out of 3 series for those of you guys keeping track. Although, again, we don't have those little markers on top.
I was telling you this yesterday, Lumi. I miss actual, like, series with the deciding game. That is the one thing it's good for Ace for scheduling purposes because you always know there's going to be 2 games, right? But which makes sense for TV. You want to know how long the broadcast is going to be. Although, that being said, they have all these delays, so it's like it doesn't matter anyway.
I mean, you watch NBA and
you want a winner.
You watch NBA and there's sometimes triple overtime. Who cares if you don't know how long it's going to last? We just wanted to know who wins.
Yes. And it's good for Dota 2 Lounge.
Yeah.
They actually hate Ace because they have to refund the rares, which is, it means like you have items going through, like clogging up the bots and stuff, and it's a big pain in the rear.
Yeah. All right, let's quickly go back into the game and talk about who's playing what. ROTK is going to be your off-lane and bounty hunter. Tutu playing that Luna, not Sylar, but Tutu. Super is going to be your alchemist. We have Finrar on the Visage and FY on the Sand King. The 2 support duo from Vici Gaming is what impresses me, and I guess you the most as well. They've been playing really well lately.
It's a lot like RNG Sports at TI3, where Net and Extinct were really the heroes of that team. I mean, Ohio, Mushi, KOXY, they all had their moments, but I think we sung their praises enough. I wouldn't call them unsung heroes, but they definitely were the keys to that team's success. So for this Vici Gaming squad, I would also say the same thing about them. I think RTK's been playing a bit better the past few days. He's been more impressive. And Super's definitely at his moment solo mid. It's not like it's a two-man show, but for me, the players that determine whether Vici Gaming win or lose are those supports more than anything else. So I'm with you there. And on the Radiant side, we have Invictus Gaming, your TI2 champions. They've made some roster changes here. They've replaced Chuan for a long time now, I guess you could say. And, well, we're seeing how things are going along with Zhou. He's off doing great things with Tong Fu, but it's YYF on your offlane lifestealer. How actually taking the Weaver mid, so they want to give the Storm the protected safe lane farm. Banana on the Venomancer. Ferrari 430 going to be handling that Storm Spirit, and that leaves Faith on the Naga Siren. And they're looking to make a go on mid right away.
Well, it's going to be a tough one because Weaver is going to be somewhat difficult, although they do have Sand King Invis coming in for that Burrow Strike. Is there a stun being channeled up? Yes, there is. There's a Burrow Strike. The stun's going to follow through, just a Sentry on top. It looks like how it's going to go down. That Soul Assumption from Finrar going to draw the first blood. So
what a well-executed gang.
Yeah, I like the fact that Super was charging right from the get-go, and I think, obviously, Hao didn't really see it coming. Burrow Strike had a Sentry Ward down, and now D-Warding coming out as well. This is really good stuff, and that just goes back to what you talked about. Finrar and FY, the two people that really make this team kind of go.
Yeah, they're like the engine for this team, the locomotive of the train, if you will. They get it out of the station and headed to greater things. But look at our other lanes. It's going to be an off-lane bounty hunter against a Storm Naga. And I gotta say, Naga's probably the most annoying support for bounty hunter to lane against because she can reveal you with her ensnare, and on top of that, she can trade blows with you. She's got Riptide. She's tanky with high base armor. Like most supports like Crystal Maiden, your Lion, if they ever get caught in the jungle by Bounty Hunter, they just lose all their health and have to like salve up and go heal. But Naga just says, great, I'll win that fight.
Yeah, it's ironic that a melee support does more against you. You imagine that range support generally is better harassing. Looks like RTK wanted to go mid, but decides better of it now goes back to the lane. And that's going to give Storm a ton of free farm. And this is like the 6 or 7 game that Hao as well as Ferrari switched up the role. Ferrari just on a safe lane carry, seems like, and then Hao playing that solo mid.
Yeah, this just goes back to the Storm pick. Like, you're up against Visage Sand King. You expect the Weaver should be able to live mid. The Invis rune made things tough, but generally he shouldn't die mid. Storm mid is just food for this triumvirate of stunners and gankers.
Right. IG checking the rune up top, not going to find it. Looks like a Banana grabs it on the bot lane. It's just not really effective for Banana as well as Faith. They're trying to get some experience, but RTK doing a very good job, both surviving and making sure that he's not giving too much to support as well.
Meanwhile, your Alchemist mid, playing this one very safe. You gotta respect players just adapting to the new patch. The Bounty Hunter's actually on Vici Gaming side, but supports off the map could always be smoked up, just trying to backstab your courier. So you really do. If you really want to be safe and you don't see the enemy supports, you gotta walk back to the tier 2.
I mean, when there's a Sakuchi on the other side, that's something that you just have to play with.
Yeah, Hao could also tower dive for the courier if he sees it, but RTK, he's just getting whatever he can off the map. You mentioned how he's struggling. Well, he's doing a good job in the lane. Now he sees their supports there. He just goes to stack Ancients, so being very efficient with this time. And this is something Luna and Visage can farm later on, as well as the Alchemist. So just very efficient play so far.
So the one person that we really haven't talked about, or the one lane that we haven't talked about, is YYF up top on the Lifestealer. He's not having nearly as a good time. He's doing okay in terms of experience, but as you imagine, this is one thing that Luna is really good at early game, is having that insane damage output such that he's going to just outlast you and out-harass you as well. So you can see that Luna leading the farm chart, 17 CS and 9 dice.
Yeah, it looks like his creep wave has died a bit faster. It's still very even with the Storm Spirit so far, but 430, he has gone for Reign of Basilius, normally not a Storm item, but when you're running in this tri-lane against the Bounty Hunter, you can push the tier 1 early on. That gets you towards your Bloodstone, your Orchid. Generally, we see most of the Chinese Storm Spirit players don't go for the Bloodstone build. They go Treads, Orchid, something like that. There's no Tranquil Boots Soul Ring, although I don't think the Tranquil Boots will be too good in this patch anymore, but no EE-Sama farm builds.
Who still does Tranquil Boots Soul Ring, or whoever did, aside from
I imagine EE probably still does the Soul Ring. He would. Yeah, the Tranquil Boots, you don't do that.
Yeah. Well, in any case, looks like, are we going to see a push coming out anytime soon? Ferrari, I think once he hits level 6, I think that's a good time to actually push. He picks up a Robe of Magi for that quick, I imagine, Orchid build.
Yeah, probably his Treads first, but I guess we'll see what he wants to build. And what's the Bounty Hunter actually going to do against this? Faith struts up. ROTK, he's been patient so far, but not patient enough here. In they go. They should be able to bring him down. This will be not the first blood, but an important kill. Question, though, is was it worth it? Because now 430 goes down. Quick reaction from VG Gaming. They're hunting Faith here. A Burrow Strike and one more Soul Assumption should be enough to get the kill. But they don't have mana for Soul Assumption, so they settle for one, but they get the Storm. That is definitely worth it.
Yeah, that was really good reaction coming out from Vichy Gaming. They had an Observer Ward that saw the Veno taking the haste, and then immediately the support and the solo mid making that rotation. That's a costly rotation if you don't get the kill, but they did get it, so super, sitting pretty. Now level 6.
Oh,
So
Storm teleporting top. YYF wanted to go in for an open wounds here. The net's going to come out from Naga. They're just all descending on 2-2 top lane. 4 heroes top. Boy, that's some hate for 2-2.
yeah. The unfortunate thing for IG is that now they're kind of stuck there, right? 430's up top lane. They don't have Infest on Lifestealer either, so they can't really port him somewhere else. And then you're going to see how slowly shorten back to the mid lane.
Yeah, while that's happening, RTK does deny the tier 1 bottom, figuring the next time IG come, they'll come with 3 or 4. Might as well just get the tower denied right away. That's a big investment from IG. I mean, it is the safe lane Luna. It's the hero that really needs items the most on Vichy Gaming. Until Luna gets treads this game, she's going to be very easy pickings for IG, or BKB rather. But still, big investment, and they get one hero back mid, but heroes like Storm, Lifestealer are only now just starting to approach creeps.
Yeah, also I think that kill was very helpful for YYF because he was, slowing down in terms of experience, now hits level 4.
Yeah.
The one big thing that we really want to talk about is this is NEST. They don't have soundproof booths. Soundproof booths.
Yeah, they're sitting at like folding tables 2
right
feet away
in front
from
of each other. And this is RTK, right?
And I can tell you RTK is jawing. He's always talking.
Yeah, so
He'll get a deny on Bounty Hunter. He's like, yeah!
I think what RTK likes to scream about the most is like, kill him quick. And right after you kill the hero, it's like, go for more. When you're on the receiving end of that, it's very intimidating. So
I've also noticed that he's like, when people kill him, I've seen some of the translations for what he said, it's like, idiot, why are you killing me? And he's just like flaming them.
I'm
like,
just a bounty hunter here. You gotta go for Luna and Alchemist.
Fools!
Yeah.
You know nothing. IG. Yeah, I love RTK. Just like having a fiery player like that in a non-booth environment really does make a difference for your team's mentality, and maybe it's part of the reason why they were so successful back in 2011.
And maybe
like,
why they beat DK yesterday.
Yeah, there's so many videos of IG versus, like, I remember watching some IG versus DK videos from like 2011 Dota 1 where they might go on banana here.
Oh,
looks like they'll get the kill. He's pretty much screwed, but he'd just be screaming at, and IG would just be sitting there like they try to yell back, but they were no match for RTK.
RTK.
And Super would get in on it too occasionally.
Well, Visage is now 3-0, so off to a very good start. I imagine we're going to see that Medallion to Acceptor build that's very, very popular lately.
Yeah, do they have a mech buyer? Nobody else can build one. Well, I guess actually Super can. Yeah, Super could build the mech. So yeah, Fenrir probably early Ags after the Medallion, or maybe an Urn for him, but something like that.
As much as I like the whole Vanguard kind of thing for Alchemist, I think mech is just a lot more useful for the team.
Yeah, and Alk doesn't have too many mana problems once he gets his ultimate, so yeah, I think it's a pretty smart build.
Okay, meanwhile, we're going to see a Smoke Gank up top. It's going to be a Storm Spirit as well as Naga Siren. Naga needs this gank to work out because
they want to get 2-2 before he hits level 6, and they might well find him. No, they're going on Fenrir. Now the TP reaction forced out. He's going in, but I think 430.
Oh, what a dodge. He's out of there. And
if he gets impaled there, he's dead.
So, but I think that's okay for IG. Sure, they traded like 1 or 2 TP for that, but that's a Stormster not doing anything except going back to the wall and getting some experience or mana. And Faith is not getting any experience, so sitting at level 3.
Meanwhile, Hal spot the Sand King moving through the enemy jungle, and now he'll just go back towards mid. So that solo mid Weaver doing an okay job, but he's not dominating his lane. He's just breaking even with the enemy Alchemist, and I feel like in the mid game, you'd much rather have an Alch with a mech than a Weaver with, I don't know, treads and a bracer. Later on, it'll go swing back the other way, but to me, Vichy Gaming, we haven't really seen them hit their stride yet. They still haven't gotten level 6 on Luna. It's coming soon. We still haven't seen Track Gold come into play. Familiars aren't out yet. Once they start getting a lot of these key levels and items, then Vichy Gaming, their next level of aggression comes. As for IG, they're also not really at the point where they can be at maximum impact yet. No Orchid on Storm. Infest not even picked up yet, but we fast forward 10 minutes or so, and both of these teams are going to be going all-out aggression.
Yeah, you pointed out Vichy Gaming needs level. I think IG very similar in that aspect. You want your Lifestealer to hit level 11, have that max feast, max open wounds, and decent levels in that rage as well. Stormster wants a ton of level, and then Naga, again, needs that level 6. So we're going to see Ferrari self-smoke this time. Once again, trying to make something happen. I like the fact that he's being very aggressive, but he's not really finding any successful ganks. He does get a dust pass to him, and here you go, ROTK. Well, he's going to be yelling something. Maybe to his team, maybe to his opponent, but he's going to be dead here.
Fool, why you go after me? But there's no trade, so it's a good kill.
Oh, here comes Super, though. He does have a double damage. Pops his ultimate. Here he goes. He's going to be right-clicking. Look at these chops. Trying to get that kill, and...
does he get it here? Banana, no, he eats the wrong tree. Need to eat this one.
Super, going to get dragged back.
430's dead here.
430 is, well, he's trapped.
Oh, maybe not with the Weaver coming in. This might be the difference maker. He's dropping low. One more chop. Super gets the double. The plays. And they force the Weaver to TP. And meanwhile, top lane, they have gone on Tutu again. He's got access to Eclipse here. Open wounds coming through. Rage is going to end soon. But there's creep support here. I don't think this Eclipse is going to work the way he hopes it will.
Oh, they didn't die for it. They just...
does zone him out. Well, that's
oh, man. Pansies.
Woo. Wow, what a start to our game here. 5-4 your score, 9.5 minutes in. And I think both teams, they're playing very aggressive and almost like emotional Dota, but a little bit unpolished. Like, Super could have definitely just ran away there, or 430 rather. He chose to basically back himself into a corner to try and kill a double damage Alk with no mana. You got to question a few of these individual decisions, but hey, it's very entertaining.
I'm going to say, yeah, I love these games. It's all very fun to watch, and 9 kills in what, 9 minutes? Yesterday we saw 9 kills in like 35. So remember that anti-mage game with Black just farming all day?
Yeah.
Or was it no? Well, Burning farming all day. So it was just.
Hey, you do the thing with Burning when he's farming an anti-mage is he gets it over with as quickly as possible.
That's
so
true.
I at least give him credit for that. But yeah, this is a bloodbath. 5-4. It's not a crazy number of kills per minute, but you know there's a lot more coming as this game moves on. And Vici Gaming's starting to get towards that point where they have their burst damage out. The Visage now gets his familiars. RTK hits level 6. This is really the ideal window for them to get aggressive. If they wait too much longer, then Storm gets up his Orchid in, like, say, 5 minutes or so. The Lifestealer gets up Drums and Armlet, and then I think Vici Gaming struggle to move around the map freely. But this is their window where, one of their first timing windows where they can look to be aggressive, and they'll do so now, smoked up. Yep. Heading into the Radiant jungle.
They have deep wards here, so they did just see Naga passing by, and Naga should be a very, very free kill. But no, it looks like they're going to go for a How instead. Oh, here comes the epicenter, but a time-lapse is going to bring him back to a very good mapping.
Didn't really chain stun it perfectly there. The Burrow Straight came in, and then the familiar stuns were somewhat overlapped, which, as a result, just prevents them from getting the kill.
Yeah, I think if they communicate a little bit better, it would have been a ton closer. I still think they should have gone for Faith, because that was a guaranteed kill. Especially with a track on top from ROTK, but they gone for a little bit of a bigger kill if they got it, but they didn't.
I like what IG have done overall for YYF though. Ganking that lane earlier has created a lot of space for him, and now Luna is scared. Honestly, 2-2, he may not die solo to the Lifestealer, but if anyone else comes, he is dead without backup. So he has to play defensively. Normally as the safe lane Luna against an underleveled off-lane Lifestealer, you would just win, but he's not underleveled. He's level 8, and he's King Kong in this lane.
Yeah, I mean, you got to keep in mind that Lifestealer was very underleveled. He was like level 2 when the Luna's like 4, I think, or at least high 3s, low 4. And after 2 ganks in a row, the second gank not even getting the kill, but forcing him back to the wall, YYF doing a very good job. And now, like you said, he is, king of the lane. He could just walk up, open wounds, and drive you off.
RTK ambling through the middle lane. This is where Venomancer gets annoying now. He's level 7. He never has to do anything risky. Just sit in the lane, spam your max Plague Wards, and always that lane will be pushing out. Vici Gaming need to park someone here to defend it, and this maybe even goes for a Midas here, Banana, because frankly, I mean, he's not needed for anything except these wards.
Well, nobody's defending that just yet except ROTK, and they're going to do another smoke gank. So I like the fact that they're showing the Bounty Hunter mid and then smoking with the rest of the team, because generally when you're making a smoke gank, you want the Bounty to be there for the track. But now they're going to go for Faith, who's trying to get to level 6 under tower. He's been working on this for a long, long time. A deep ward drop behind the tier 1 tower, not even seeing the tower vision, so I don't know. I think Faith might be here. It looks like Super got revealed, and they do know exactly where he is. Faith.
FY Tango's through the trees. He knows Faith around the corner. They're going to die for this one. Stun beat channeled by Alchemist. They're going to get Faith, but this will be a very expensive kill. Nicely played. Now the Acid Spray deployed. Fenrir on the run. He's got Soul Assumption here. Familiars as well. Super, though, taking a lot of damage. In comes 430. But Eclipse is going to melt him. He was mid-cast animation on that ult. But it's up to How and YY to clean up. And they may well do it. They could easily get 2 kills here. The Weaver going ham on the backlights. Can he get the Luna kill? Yes, he can. In the end, a 3 for 3. But RTK joining the fight. Track is there. Needs to Sakuchi quickly before that track cools down. Where's he going to go? Is RTK going to find him?
RTK's track. Oh.
Even if he finds him now, though, I think he's fine. Sand King is out of range.
But you got to keep in mind that Weaver bought back in that fight. That was correct, right?
No, he showed up late. It was the Storm Spirit who died from Eclipse, the Lifestealer who got picked off like right here.
Okay.
Weaver just got ignored in the fight, which is why he ended up getting so many kills.
All right, here comes a TP to defend that tier 1 tower. Mid tower probably going to get denied, but it looks like he's going to eat a stun. And Alchemist, right click. Oh my goodness.
What a burst damage lineup they have. And normally he just time lapses out at that point, but he already used it. FY gets the tower deny mid. It is another tower down against the Storm Lifestealer though, and as you lose those towers, your ability to react to Lifestealer bombs gets more and more limited, but still, getting track kills here. I think Vici Gaming are finding their stride, and Gold experience is still on IG's side, but Vici Gaming's timing window starts to come soon, where they get a BKB on Luna, and then they can look to 5-man. IG not really ready to fight just yet, but we'll see if they can get their items up, the Orchid and the BKB on the Weaver in time.
So the reason why we saw the Weaver die previously in that engagement was that Super, again, channeling his stun before he even made that TP, and as soon as he came in, he had like a full channel stun and was able to lob it in the face. When you're playing Alchemist, that's something that you definitely can do. We saw ZSMJ on the support Alchemist. Yesterday he's making the same play, and, well, we see it here again. Making a healed shield and getting that kill on Weaver.
Two of the best dewarding supports in the game. Venomancer with Plague Wards and Visage with his Familiars. They're duking it out in the jungle. It seems for now the Snake Man Banana has won that battle. He's going to walk into RTK. He's got a Sentry Ward here, but no vision, I think.
Well, I'm not sure.
The Plague Ward, I don't know if actually... Yeah, it looks like they did have the vision for the Plague Ward. So.
Plague Ward has really low vision, though, doesn't it?
They reduced it, but it looks like... I think he walked like right here.
Okay.
So, I think they...
Well, Banana seems like...
maybe not.
Yeah, Banana has no idea. Now he is revealed. RTK's coming from behind, but the Poison Sting is slowing him down. There's a beam, there's a track, and that should be an easy kill. There's no TP out, but they're not going to go for him. They don't know where that storm is.
Well, they want to take this tier 1 bottom, and if you're doing that, then you don't want to overextend on a kill mid, but they are going on Faith. If they get the chain stun, he's dead. No Song of the Siren here. Does he buy back is the question. Not looking to do so yet. In comes Hao. Counter ganking party on the bottom lane, but who are they actually going to kill? They want to go on FY here. He's got a Burrow Strike. He cuts through and retreats back the past path. YYF giving chase. Hao giving chase. Time-lapsing just to get this kill, and they will get the kill on FY. An important one to be sure, but now they're on the run. Ferrari out of mana. He's the one you want to bring down. He just got that Oblivion set. Easily dealt with. Super with the mech, making the difference in this
Tower
fight.
lasted from Super as well. They want a bit more. Are they going to find anybody? No, TP out comes from YYF, and that's a 2-for-1 exchange. Losing the Storm Spirit, losing the Venomancer, and a tier 1 tower, and keep in mind all of those are track kills. I think the RTK shouting effect is... I've never seen Vici Gaming play as aggressively as I'm watching right now. They are just diving for kills.
I would pay so much money for an RTK announcer pack. Can you imagine if every time you got a kill, it's RTK screaming? Oh my goodness.
But it's an announcer pack that's also installed on their computer. It's like shit talking to you as you're dying.
Yeah, you can... exactly. You can have your Sing Sing announcer pack. I'll take my RTK one any day of the week.
And here comes Roshan. This is a big one.
Actually, Sing Sing announcer pack would be pretty awesome too. Surprised he hasn't made one.
Yeah.
But here goes Vici Gaming, like you said, into the Roche pit. It's a good timing window for them. They had the mech up. The Visage is very strong at this stage of the game, and even the one thing they're missing is Luna BKB, but it'll be coming soon after this Roche. And it's really, the big thing is it's before IG get their core items. There's no Orchid up. YYF doesn't, well, now he's just complete Armlet. Didn't have it in that fight, but in they go to the Roche pit. They want to focus RTK down. They'll get the kill. There's a Song available. Super's going to self-stun if he turns this off. No, not choosing to do so. Are they still going to stay and fight here? 430's got to pull.
Poison Nova. There you go. It's going to hit on everybody. They're going to go on Finroy. KC does way too much damage, but here comes the Sanking. Sanking looking for the Burrow. It's going to find out on How getting bursted down. No time lapse. They're going to get one. Here comes the Epicenter as well. YYF dropping low. Still has a second Rage. It's going to go on Finroy. They do get the Finroy. And no, he's infested back into 430. He's still okay. Magical play from YYF. Faith is on the run. He should be okay as well.
He popped back out. He wants to go back in here on somebody.
He's got Armlet toggle, but...
Oh, he can dive to Bounty Hunter, though. There's a track coming in. The Familiars can give him the right click.
He's got Rage. He's got
the Armlet.
He can turn around and Rage.
He's trying to bait this a bit more. I think we'll see him turn around. No.
Okay.
I think he could have actually gone for a kill on FY there, but...
I agree.
Actually, no Naga and Snare.
Sandstorm.
No Naga and Snare. Did have a Sentry Ward, though.
Yeah. So, that play from YYF blew my mind. Had an Alchemist stun flying towards him, infest back into the storm to dodge it. And unfortunately...
Does it not hit when you're infested,
it doesn't,
I guess?
Apparently, it doesn't hit the storm. I thought it would hit the storm.
That would be so imba if it hit the storm.
Yeah.
But I think Vici Gaming get Roche here anyway. Weaver dying, Menno dying, Lifestealer back at base. Yeah, and they use Song. This is going to be a Roche going the way of Vici Gaming. So to me, they still come out on top after that fight. And I think they got 1 or 2 track kills, and Gold seems to be headed their way. And they're going to get Aegis. as great as those plays were, still a big win here for Vici Gaming.
I think, I mean, there is tier 1 tower still up on the Radiant side, so there is a possibility that the Storm could make a play. Roshan is very low,
They
though.
could infest and then immediately TP, go for the Aegis Jack.
Infest on CD, because he used it just now.
Oh, yeah,
So
right.
I think 430, either he makes a big play or doesn't go for it, so we'll see.
It's too late. Yeah, Roche is going to die too fast.
Yeah.
They won't even get there in time. So big win for Vici Gaming. They get a track killer too. They didn't trade great, but they traded decently enough, and they get the Aegis now. It should be going to 2-2, and he'll have a BKB. Once he gets BKB, then I think Vici Gaming's mid game gets a lot more comfortable. But they're getting to a point now where soon they'll just need to stick as a unit of 4 or 5, because Orchid's coming out in 430, and once he gets the Orchid, him plus Lifesteal can kill, I think, anyone on Vici Gaming.
Well, maybe not Super, because he's working with Mech and Vanguard now.
Yeah,
so.
not Super, but everybody else.
Well, they're going to try to bring down this tier 1 tower. Faith in position to defend without the Song, though, so that's an issue here if they want the team fight. Looks like Vici Gaming's not even scared. They're just walking past the tower. Here comes the stun being channeled up, looking for somebody that's going to go to, what was that, Illusion?
I believe, yeah, but during that, I mean, that's the power of Sand King. Most supports, if they're walking up to stun you like Alina, you don't need to rage preemptively. You just, when you see her cast it, then you rage. But Sand King, that instant stun, you just have to rage so that he can't stun you immediately. Because if one stun hits you, you die.
Okay, so that was a tier 1. No defend came, but it looks like Vici Gaming says, we're going to go back and take a little bit of farm. We see a big creep wave pushing up top. We can farm a jungle a little bit, and I think that's what they're doing. They also want to push tier 2 with BKB, and 2-2 is very close to it.
As for IG not really defending there, it's just a smart play. They don't have Nagasana the Siren. They didn't have the Orchid on 430. And Lifesteal's Infest had just cooled down. So it just wasn't a good time to fight. Now you've got your Orchid up. You'll have Song cooling down in 30 seconds. The next engagement should be much more promising. Plus, the Aegis just came out on Vici, so not really the ideal time to go.
Also, again, Song was down, Poison Nova was down, so it just... it was a tough one for IG to also chase in, so it's fine. The one thing that was very surprising to me is, remember during that Roshan fight, you were saying that if the Song would let go, Alchemist could have stunned himself. And they could have maybe started the fight that way, but instead they waited. I think they were waiting for Venomancer to get in position for a Poison Nova, but Poison Nova at level 1 right now doesn't do much, especially in the face of that mech. So I'm not sure what they have in mind for this Venomancer, but what we're seeing right now, he's not really being effective at all.
Yeah, and Alchemist just passively regens through all that damage with the Vanguard, the mech, as well as his ultimate. He had like 87 regen per second, and that's only with the level 2 ult. It gets even stronger once it hits level 3. So ultimately, Alch's not the one you want to be killing anyway. He's too tanky. Sure, he's got a mech, but he doesn't do much damage yet. It's really these other heroes you want to focus. But even Fenrir on the Visage, he's got 1100 HP. Your Bounty Hunter's got 970. There's just not many easy kills. Actually, the Sand King, 1100 as well. Gone for an urn. Opting not to rush the blink. I feel Veno's mostly here for his Plague Wards and just kind of counter-initiating with Gale. Poison Nova can be very effective in some games, but I don't really feel this is one of those games.
No, not really. I think if there's a team where they're struggling to get that mech, that's where your Venomancer gets very, very strong. But obviously,
it kind of makes it a 4v5 though, because Sand King and Visage are very potent right now. RT is always good for track. Your Alchemist Luna could definitely fight. So then it's up to a Storm, Naga, Lifestealer, and Weaver to win these fights 4v5. Now, fortunately for them, they have 4 very strong heroes for that kind of a lineup.
And Venomancer is one of those heroes that doesn't have the insane burst damage a Lifestealer or a Storm would, but if you leave him alone for long enough in a team fight, those damage do stack up. So I guess that's how Venomancer does stuff.
Infest on the 430, they're smoked up, and IG want to make a fight here happen. Can they do it?
They see Super, but they can't go on Super.
Like BKB just picked up by the Luna. The smoke's going to break. They should know it's RTK. There's dust on 430. Where's the dust? He thought they were high ground. Oh, then he realizes. That's pretty bad luck. Oh, meanwhile, though, the fight's breaking up on the other side. There was a BKB popped by your Weaver, immediately forced to run away. They can't fight now. They've used up the BKB. They've wasted the Son. The smoke gank fails. IG just, they got to go split push now.
They give up tower.
They cannot fight now.
That was a very, very poor decision to actually, Storm was not even there, and they decided to take a fight regardless. Maybe they got initiated upon, but in any case, Vici Gaming is going to take this momentum, and the fact that there is no BKB and Song, you're going to get a tier 1. Looks like 40 got stunned. Infest back out. Super getting focused, but he's got the Vanguard, so it's no big deal. Here comes the Poison Nova. It's 2-2 on the front line, doing a ton of damage with this clip, as well as right-click. Epicenter being channeled in the middle of the team fight. FY gets it off. He's going to town. He dies, but he gets off so much damage. YYF's going to be dead as well. It's 4 for 2, or 3 for 2. It's going to be a 4 for 2 as 2-2, and the rest of the team wins a big one.
Yeah, 4 for 3 in the end. Vici Gaming did lose 3 heroes there, surprisingly. I didn't think they were going to lose anyone. The gem was recovered as well by Hao, but now he gets tracked, and he'll need to scurry away. Imagine if they hadn't screwed up their initiation there. If they had Song of the Siren, if the Storm Spirit maybe wasn't getting caught out, I think IG could have actually won that fight. They didn't pump the Aegis, but still a pretty good fight for IG, all things considered. I feel like that could have gone a lot worse.
The big problem with Choo-Choo surviving and getting a ton of T-skills in teamfights is that he is going to start to pick up some physical DPS. That was just Eclipse. Imagine if it's Eclipse with a Man style on top of that, and I think the teamfight gets a little bit more difficult as it comes. Meanwhile, again, the initiation got messed up. IG was fighting without Song and a good focus fire on perhaps the Visage or Sanking. They really need that in the coming teamfights.
Yeah, and they'll back off to farm. They still got a few minutes on this Aegis. Also, they did get the tier 1 top, so that was a victory for Vici, and I think the thing that really impresses me with Vici right now is just how balanced their farm distribution is. Super's very useful, Vanguard mech, and now building towards an AC. Your Visage has a Ghost Scepter to go with his medallion. It's not a fast Axe, but a very useful item against a Lifestealer as well as a Weaver. As well as the Naga and Snare, you can remove that with Ghost Scepter. So I like the fact that they're getting the farm on all these heroes, and they'll have a Blink Dagger soon on FY. Again, I feel they're going to have 5 heroes that are useful at pretty much all stages of the game, whereas I feel for IG, some of these heroes, like Naga, she's pretty much just there for her song.
And
your Veno is, yeah, it's decent.
Yeah. It's okay against the BKB heroes.
But things like Ghost Scepter is going to start countering that, which Fenrir has one, and we might see more. And Banana is just not able to do much. So the way the game's developing, it seems like IG are going to end up fighting effectively 3v5 when Song's on cooldown to me.
Yeah. And I think that's where your Storm and your Lifesteal really have to pull the weight.
They have to be fat. Like, they need to be 4 or 5 slotted
they
as this game goes on.
They have to have burst damage, I think. If you go in zip, you get 1 kill, and then just walk back out, thanks to the fact that you have things like Rage and whatever else, then you're okay. Because I think right now 430 is trying its best to kill the Visage in all these teamfights. The Visage is doing a ton, but like you said, Vicious got a Ghost, so...
Yeah, which means Lifestealer Storm can't really kill him. They can bring him low, but even if they get the silence off, he just ghosts, and the killing damage usually comes from the Lifestealer in that engagement.
And how? So he's not
going
going to
with
get
the
picked
super
off.
stun. They might force out the BKB here from Maui. Jukes it to the trees. Super is going to self-stun. Not that he cares, but...
Ooh, I was just going to scurry back out. He's going right back in. Got to be careful of that Burrow Strike. No Blink Dagger up on Sanking as well. He's also got a Ghost Scepter, so going for a fairly tanky and kind of somewhat a mobile Sanking build with a Fate Spoon on top.
I love the double Ghost Scepter. You're up against Naga and Net. You're up against a Lifestealer and a Weaver, who are the finishers on this lineup. It's not the Storm who gets the kills. He just initiates.
Storm
they can't kill these supports.
Storm does a ton of physical damage as well. I mean, he just right-click with Overload. That's a big part of his damage output.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, apparently it's actually magical damage.
Well, if the right click never lands because of your Ghost, then Overload never hits.
True. Yeah. That's a good point.
So it looks like a stun's gonna go off.
Yeah, can't dodge it that way. But he did not want to be zipping forward. He does get stunned. Track's gonna fly out, and Vici Gaming, they are gonna retreat. So they systematically take a tier 2 top or bottom after a tier 1 top, and they back off. They're getting a big lead here now. They're up by 7.5k, up by 2k experience. As for IG, this is where you just want to be finding those pickoffs, but it's tough when your Storm's tracked. I mean, they infested him while he's tracked, so I guess Vici Gaming will assume this is the case anyway, but now they know.
They also need to pass that gem back on the Storm, because I think Storm is going to be the person that's running.
He's dying a lot, though.
Well, you remember the engagement earlier when they ran into the bounty and the dust, or the smoke got reviewed? If they had the gem on him, it's going to be ROTK that was dead. So I really think that even though he's dying, Ferrari, he's the kind of your most mobile carry or hero. You just have to give it to him. And right now, YYF's just sitting inside 430, wasting a ton of time. Not farming.
And speaking of getting a really farmed Lifestealer and a really farmed Storm, that's not happening when they're spending all this time trying to go for ganks and not being particularly successful. There is a DD up. He might well find Super here. But I don't even know if these two can kill Super.
They could try.
He's channeling a stun. He saw them coming here, actually, I believe. And now, well, the ult ended. With the ult down, they might be able to get this kill, but the backup's coming. YYF says, this is an awful fight, while 430 jumps into it. Big miscommunication there. He could have just zipped out, but he thought they were going to fight, and YYF just rage TP'd in the heat of the moment, said, this is a bad engagement. I am getting out. IG have been playing, these guys have been playing with each other for forever. They should be on the same page, Lumi.
That one was a hard to dodge because, again, Burrow Strike is instant. I think as soon as YYF saw, he just, like, instantly reacted, rage TP, but before he even could open his mouth to communicate, the Burrow Strike hit. And then, you know, Storm got killed.
Yeah, it was definitely the heat of the moment, but just not quite on the same page. And ultimately, I just think that's a low percentage play. You're diving deep into their jungle without wards, without backup, with Vici Gaming still having an Aegis on their Luna, although it looks like it has just despawned since then. And just a low percentage play from them. Does not end up working out. Now they're working out the tier 2 mid. They're going to get it too. Out comes your Alex Stun, going to connect on Faith. They might be able to burst him down here. He's got a song. He's going to have to use it. Can't. Drops the gem as well. And now that goes on to Super Banana into the meat grinder. 21-14 your score. Vici Gaming just rolling over IG.
I like the decision to take that fight considering the fact that they have all 5 hero alive and there is no Eclipse. And I think that's what they thought. They were saying maybe we could win one right now against Tutu, but not with that initiation. It was not well coordinated.
Vici Gaming, to me, I mean, I've been singing their praises maybe even more than it was due for months now, but they'll go in now. They do catch out Ghost FY, but the Ghost Scepter, Lifestealer, again, he's the one who finishes the kills, and he can't do it against Ghost. Fantastic item selections. Now they're going to find YYF. Oh, they get up the double burrow for FY. He wants it all. He won't get 430. But he almost did.
Oh, meanwhile, Faith trying to go for that kill, but looks like
on the Weaver.
Magic Stick. There's a song coming back up.
Super's gonna self-stun, but they don't know.
Look at it go, look at it go.
Unfortunate.
They're gonna kill
you don't get to see that timer, so you don't know it's coming, but, well, maybe they could have. They now buyback on the Storm as well. Vici Gaming are overextending a bit here. They've lost 3. This is unfortunate. They're gonna lose 4, but it comes at the cost of a lot of buybacks. It will be a team wipe, though. It looks like Fenrir gonna drop soon. The Ghost Scepter about to end, and then he'll be dead.
He's gonna get one more kill on the Venomancer.
Okay.
These Ghost Scepters are insane.
So they got 4 kills. The Lifestealer and the Weaver bought back. They did not die again, but they lost 5 there for Vici Gaming.
I think Banana died a second time.
Oh yeah, he died at the beginning of the fight and then died again. So make it 5 for 5, but they forced out 2 buybacks. I mean, on core heroes.
On IG side, you can't really feel too sorry for yourself because you were gonna lose Rax and then the game. So right now, Rax is intact. They get a gem back. It's not a big victory, but hey, you can't ask for too much right now.
It's not a completely crushing defeat, I guess is the other way to look at it. It could have been a lot worse.
Okay, so, you know, Rax is still on. They have a little bit of time to cool down their, like, you know, Storm the Siren or whatever key ultimate they're waiting for. So, again, I don't think we count IG out here with a very mobile semi-carry and Storm Lifestealer. I think they can make something happen, but these Ghost Scepters are just doing way too much work.
Yeah, I love the pickup. Storm, if he's farmed enough, can solo kill heroes, but 430's just got an Orchid and Treads. He cannot solo kill anyone. And that's where you need your Lifestealer to finish the kills, but you just Ghost, and YYF's helpless. And they're not farming Diffusal Blades or anything like that anytime soon, so these Ghost Scepters will continue to be useful all game long. Yeah,
I think if you want a Diffusal Blade holder, actually Faith, if he gets enough gold, he should pick it up because it actually increases damage output by a sizable amount, but obviously he doesn't have that luxury when they're buying back and losing these team fights.
Vici Gaming working on the Roshan. Now they've got 4 heroes in the pit, and it should drop quickly. They'll get the second Aegis up, and with the second Aegis, I think if they just played a little bit smarter, they can break the base.
That was one of those classic dive too deep when you're winning moment. It was like, oh, they could still kill us.
I mean, without buybacks, they just get 4 or 5 kills and get out. But with the double buyback, and particularly the Storm buyback, it was the difference.
So Sand King now picks up a Blink Dagger, so that's his epicenter has been already pretty good, and now gets a lot better. I think, though, trying to initiate against a Venomancer is very annoying. You don't know when one of those random plague words just hit you and cancels your blink. So that's something that he has to be careful about.
As for IG, they're starting to assemble in their own jungle, actually spreading out a bit as YYF heads towards the top jungle. 430 is going to join them. They might go for a pickoff here on the Alchemist. I just don't think they can kill him. And he's about to get AC, now they definitely can't kill him.
Yeah, they need something like a Basher, although they're going to still try.
This is a very, I don't know, just very low percentage play. You've got to grab him and silence him before he ults. If he ults, no chance. If he doesn't ult, I still am not sure if they can kill him. We'd have to see to be sure.
Yeah, I mean, sure, you could silence him, but the mech still goes off. And with the mech going off, getting more armor, in conjunction with this AC, yeah, I don't think they get that kill.
And then you're diving deep and getting counter gang. Because Vici Gaming, they still have their tier 2 up top and mid, and they'll actually barrel down the middle lane here. RTK on the Bounty Hunter leading the charge. He's picked up a Vlad's, now goes for the BKB. Vici Gaming not really going for any huge late game items. It's just lots of great utility items that make them as strong as possible right now. They want to end this game 31 minutes in. Here we go.
All right, Storm Surge. It's going to get tracked up. The Glyph is going to come out.
That's a big deal. Him being tracked, if he goes in, they know it's coming. They have no infest here either. YYF, he popped out earlier, so he's got to waddle into this team. That means waddling into a whole lot of physical damage. They break the tier 3, and now they start to work on the racks. Out comes the Rage from YYF, but just melting to right-clicks the Medallion and the minus armor from AC. He's forced out. RTK diving a bit too far. It feels super. He'll get silenced. Are they going to go in now? 430, he's zipped in. Quickly zipping again, but he'll go down. The Burrow Strikes there. Instant kill. Faith, no Song of the Siren. They buy back immediately on the Storm. YYF low. Will he go down to the Familiars? They're chasing deep for it. I don't think so. Yamlata goes out. They bought back on the Storm. They're going to lose racks here. And that's probably game, to be honest.
I think the big problem with that initiation was that Storm Spirit did not have the BKB. I'm not sure whether he chose to save the BKB instead of the buyback. In either case, he died as he initiated without the BKB, forced the buyback, and can't really do too much because the rest of his team is pretty much dead.
Vici Gaming, they'll work on this second tier 3. They're going for 2 lanes of racks. Vici Gaming have really come into their own over the past few days. They've been the story of Chinese Dota. They'll get YYF here as well. And now they drive 430 back as well as Hal to the well. Vici Gaming, this mixture of young blood and established veterans, Lumi, they're doing it. They take down IG. They've been one of the premier teams in China, but they were made mincemeat out of in this game.
Yeah.
And it was those support players. FY, Fenrir, again to me, the MVPs.
ROTK MVP Shouter.
Yes, he is the heart and soul of this team, but those two are the engine.
Yeah, we saw the first blood happening, and then the magnificent play of Sanking, the Gold Scepter.
They first blooded a Weaver mid, who had Sakuchi off.
It was perfect execution, like textbook Chainstone.
Vici Gaming coming to their own here, and they seem just to... It's not like just like they're winning, but they're also just playing well together. Their coordination's good. The overall drafts are solid. This is a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, I don't think
impressive.
Any stage of this game where you were saying, IG's got this game.
Yeah.
Like, it was Vici Gaming kind of all the way. I think there might have been a hiccup team fighting a bot tower. But aside from that, it was really clean play from Vici Gaming. This is a best-of-3 series, though, so we're going to see Game 2 and maybe even Game 3 coming up soon, so don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be back soon.